Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all listen. Okay, so Monique Samuels did an interview with Mr. J Hill Network, and there are a few things I want to talk about as it relates to the interview and Love and Marriage DC. And everything that I'm saying in this video, this is my opinion. The Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107, gives me fair use to the excerpts that I'm using in my commentary as my backup. Okay, so let's get into it. So, first off, y'all remember when Carlos was crashing out and he was saying that you can fool people, you can fool the world, but you can't fool God. And he ain't never lied. Because, like I said in my YouTube short, everything that he said in his little speech could have been said in the mirror, and Karma knows his address too. So, the way Monique and Jay ended up doing the interview was because Monique was coming down to Atlanta to meet her sister, who was coming down there for business for one of her artists. Well, Monique saw Jay listed on T.A. Thomas's press run, and she took a picture with T.A. Thomas and decided to send it to Jay. And when she opened her DMs, she saw that she had a message from him, but it was from 2 years ago. And she said she had to think about what was she doing, during that time. And she said that she was doing Love and Marriage DC. And she said that it was her greatest nightmare and her greatest teacher. Now look at how God works. Carlos was over there doing all of that talking with his God-like superior attitude, only to be exposed once again by an ex-employee or someone that he's worked with. It's like all of the stars were aligned. And I said in my short, just give him a minute and he was going to put out a subliminal. And on his page, he made a post with a picture of himself, and the second slide read, that gag is, I'm about to rebrand my whole life. I feel like there was shade because in Monique's interview, she said that when she was on the show, like the whole premise was meet the new me, see my whole life, see the whole me.
The whole synopsis of the show was get to know the real full me. Get to know the real me.
And what I hear her saying was like, coming to Love and Marriage DC was supposed to be like a rebranding from what she was known as on Potomac. Listen, this mind never fails to show his slip. Mr. I don't care what y'all say about me, the most unbothered yet bothered person I've ever seen. Like, baby, pick a struggle. But again, this interview was put on hold, in my opinion, unbeknownst to Monique or Jay, for 2 years by the Lord. Okay? It airs after Carlos's rant when he was giving his God-like superior attitude. Monique says that she was doing Love and Marriage DC back then, 2 years ago. Now, season 1, episode 1 of Love and Marriage DC aired on May 14, 2022. The press that Monique was doing before the show aired was based on the promises that Carlos gave her. And correct me if I'm wrong, I've always heard the cast say that they saw the show when we did. And before the reunion, they may get the whole season like a day or two before the reunion. I remember Ashley saying something like that. So on May 13th, 2022, Monique did an interview with Page Six where she said when Carlos approached her about doing the show, so she told the interviewer, quote, I didn't want to do it at first. I said, Carlos, I don't want to do another ensemble. I really don't. After talking to him some more, he said, look, this will be different. I guarantee you. She also told the interviewer, this time, you get to see me as the full person that I am. In this situation, I'm not being put into a box. I'm not being edited to look only one way. It's showing me as a wife, a mom, a businesswoman, and a friend. I'm very passionate and felt like a lot of times that was cut away when I was on that other show. End quote. Remember now, she hasn't seen the episodes yet. But once she got to see how they were doing her, she left the show. And in her interview with Jay Hill, she said that Carlos played the black card and did her worse than the white folks.
He approached me with support and came at me with some like, we black and, these white shows, they don't show black people in the light that they should be shown in. And, it can be natural drama. It doesn't have to be this scripted drama. And it created a relationship of like, all right, let's see what we can do together. Let's work together. So I believed him when he used the black card. And he did me worse than the white folks. I was like, he could have waited till the second season to trash me.
So you think Love and Marriage DC did you worse than Real Housewives of Potomac?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was worse.
Okay, so when she mentioned playing the black card and him basically talking down about white producers and or networks, it reminded me of something that he said to Mariah Huck. Now, in that interview with Mariah, I felt like he was referring to Mel because word on the curd was that Mel doesn't get paid by him. She get paid by the big boys, like the top dogs, right? And on top of what he said, that interview with Mariah aired right after the podcast.
What is most hurtful for me is that the people who I loved, similar to you, who you gave opportunities to, they turn against you because they know that there's people who sign their checks, there's people who are the opposite race of them, and they're afraid of them. There's a lot of black people in Unscripted who are afraid of going against the white man.
But why, when we bring so much?
Because there's a lot of people who believe white is right. White is right.
White flag.
And I am going through that as we speak. When I reached out to you, I said, listen, I can talk to you all day long, John, but I need to use my platform. And I said, I want to get a tour. I want the world to see what this black woman has created.
So y'all see what I'm talking about? Get down in the comments and tell me what you think about what he just said. And does it match up with what Monique said? And who do you feel like he was talking about? And another thing that stood out to me in the interview is when Monique said that her name was used to gain the audience. And I feel like that's the same thing he did with the podcast with Melody. And when those views drop, they make sure to put out clips that show Melody. It's like they use her as bait because they see her supporters as sheep, followers, zombies. You know what they be saying. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times it do work. Because I've seen folks say, well, Mel gonna be in this episode, so I guess I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all see how he's been getting called out, right? This is what happens when think you think you're doing something. Ain't that what he said, y'all? When he was over there calling himself Get Folks Together. But Carlos, baby, you've had folks calling you out left and right. Candy, Mel, Winter, Akeisha, Latrice, Monique, even Ashley has called you out before. And what some of these folks, what's their favorite thing to say when it comes to Mel? If everybody's saying the same thing, everybody can't be lying. Ain't that what they say? Yeah. Hey, y'all get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. And make sure you go over there to Mr. J Hill Network. Go to his platform and watch the full video because she's talking about her marriage, all the things that she had to go through. He's talking about how he sees marriage and dating and stuff like that. And the part about Love and Marriage DC is like towards the end, maybe the last 10 to 15 minutes of the interview. Okay. And I'm going to share the video on my community tab so that you can just click the link and go right on over there to it. Okay. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I'll talk to y'all later.